think if she hadn't had her accident, then she'd be dead. Because she was obviously so gung-ho, pushing it so hard, and everything she did, to have like climbed the Matterhorn the first time she goes to the Alps, and doing it with just a postcard and no topo and no map or anything. And like everything she did it like 100%. And I think in sort of mountaineering, like those people all die really quickly. So I think Karen having her accident at 21, it probably long term really kept her alive.
I'm Karen Darke. I'm an athlete. I race with the British cycling team. I've always had adventures, but I've never thought that going on adventures was like being an athlete. Athletes for those people that go to the Olympics and train really hard every day and throw up at the side of a track or something, and that was never me. I really remember the day when, when you get given a form and you have to write down what your profession is, and I wrote down athlete, and it was like, ooh, this is a big moment. But that's what I'm being paid to do now, is ride my bike, and finally that was a big day when I realised, no, this is what I do. I find being an athlete and putting myself into risky situations is kind of naturally part of doing what I do. I think I've probably got quite a lot of energy that needs to be channeled somewhere, so having an adventure when there's a lot of uncertainty, that takes quite a lot of energy to manage it, to think about how to handle different situations.
She's got so much energy for someone who can only use like a quarter of her body, like only a quarter of her body is working, but she has more energy and is more capable than almost anybody I know, like in her career, in sport, in everything really.
I don't have massive opinions about women in adventure because, well, I am a woman, so I don't know what it's like to be a man in adventure. I sometimes really wish I was a man. I always remember this guy in a wheelchair once said to me, "It's such a shame that you're not a man given what you do." And I didn't really understand him at the time, but now I kind of get it, because men are naturally, unfortunately, stronger, bigger muscles, more muscle bulk, etc. And so to be in a wheelchair and to do what I do, it would be a lot easier to be a man, because I'd naturally probably be quite a lot stronger. When something really difficult happens like that and your life has to take a completely different course, I just think the body and the mind are remarkable at giving us the resources to cope with different situations. So the night before I was paralysed, I had a conversation with a friend about being paralysed, and I said I can't imagine anything worse, I'd rather be dead than paralysed, which is a little bit spooky, given that 24 hours or 12 hours later I found myself in that situation. And so I could never ever have comprehended how I would cope with that, but clearly I did, and many people do. I do see it as like two separate lives almost. Clearly it's still me and it's still the same life, but it does feel like that was then, and that was a really hugely defining change in life, and then this life since then. And that was quite a long process to adapt to, but yeah, it's now 20 years or so.